Welcome back to GearWire.com. I'm Owen O'Malley, and we're continuing our look at the Line 6 FM4 filter modeler. We're moving on to the sort of monophonic synth territory, where it's basically your guitar signal is triggering oscillators and synth tones, and I gotta say the Line 6 FM4 tracks pretty well, as long as you're playing single note runs. Basically sort of like the Mooger Fooger Freak Box. If you play complex chords, it just kind of tricks the tracker and it kind of doesn't know what to make of what you're doing. So it's really cool for sort of single note runs. This mode is called the Octasynth. It's not really based on anything in particular, it's just something of Line 6's own design. The controls work thusly. Frequency adds basically second order harmonics. So your signal gets less and less recognizable, or rather the note that you're playing gets less and less recognizable. Q controls the width of the filters. There is a vibrato effect in there. I don't know if you can hear it, but speed changes the rate of the vibrato. And mode affects the depth of the vibrato. It's just out of control. The next one is called Synth-O-Matic. Synth-O-Matic is sort of just based on an analog modular synth, none in particular. You can hear the tracking gets a little wacky when I hit more than one note at once. Woo, especially those low notes. Sounds pretty good in the upper registers, though. The controls are as follows. The frequency sets the frequency of the filter. Q sets the width. It also seems to control some of the volume of the sort of filtered frequency. Speed actually chooses your different waveforms here. And mode controls basically just the pitch. Our next mode here is called Attack Synth, and this is based on the Korg X911 guitar synth. Which is sort of just an automated swell. The effects are as follows. Frequency controls basically the stop frequency, so wherever your swell ends up. Q selects your waveform. You got square or pulse width. Speed controls your attack. And mode controls the pitch over a 2-octave range. Moving on. Now we've got something called synth string. Synth string is based on the Roland GR700 guitar synth. So instead of a Korg guitar synth, we've got a Roland guitar synth. Basically the same idea though. Similar controls. Well, frequency controls the low-pass filter tone. So basically your cutoff frequency for your low-pass filter. Q controls the attack time. And speed controls the speed of the vibrato pulse, if you can hear that in there. And mode controls the pitch of the effect over a 2-octave range like the other ones. Which is really, that sort of comes into play when you bring in your dry signal. Anyway, now the next mode here is called the growler, which is basically the GR700 meets a neutron. So you've got your envelope filter plus that sort of GR700 synth guitar tone. This mode, the frequency controls the frequency of the filter. Envelope filter. Q sets the width of it, or the intensity. Speed is basically just controls the speed of that vibrato pulse of the synth. Gets a little crazy, the tracking. And mode is just the pitch control again. Now the last mode here is called the Q filter. Now the Q filter is basically just made to be a static notch. It's basically intended to be used in the way that like Brian May and Skunk Baxter used wah pedals, which was they turn it on and just set it at the notch frequency that they liked and put it in front of a distortion box. Now there's two ways you can use this effect. You can use it without the expression pedal, and it's just a steady notch filter. Or you can set it with the expression pedal to control the frequency and then actually have sort of a pretty traditional wah. And that's basically it. That wraps up all the effects for the Line 6 FM4 filter modeler. A lot of different stuff you can do with this pedal, and you can save 4 presets at a time pretty easily using these switches. It's true bypass. It runs off of the Line 6 wall wart, or it runs off of 4 C batteries. Look at those guys, which luckily the thing ships with the C batteries. So there you go. You've been watching GearWire.com. I'm Owen O'Malley, and thanks for checking out the Line 6 FM4 filter modeler. See you around.